A lot of activity going on down here tonight, isn't there?
As the sun sets on the city of Warren, the spirits of the past come out to walk amongst the living and tell their stories.
Oh, Dad, oh, Dad, oh, Dad, won't you spare me over another?
I've been at this slave catching game for some time now.
I saw myself becoming my father.
You all are from the Ghost Walk, ain't you?
The Warren Ghost Walk is in its 30th year of entertaining people with spooky history.
You didn't even know about it, did you? Well, while we wait for some word, I guess I could tell you a bit about it.
An incredible event for downtown Warren. It's a sort of staple at this point.
It's a lot of fun, and these people really tell you a good story.
Actually learned some things that I didn't know before.
Hundreds of people show up for this every night, and we average about 500 people per night over the course of the 4 nights that we do this every year.
Yeah, you can relax. Ain't gotta worry about no cops raiding us. Our still's in the barn.
We go ahead and have actors portray people who lived in our distant past, and these are all true stories.
Celebrates these sort of haunted histories of Warren and brings history to the people of Warren in a relatable and fun way.
I hate all the Kinsmans and I hate the name! I'm Alfred Kinsman. Yeah, I'm one of them.
There are a couple of different families that are kind of infamous in Warren at this point that we'll be focused on. The first is the Sutliff family, and then another family that you'll hear a lot about, the Perkins family, of course the family that built our city hall.
Do you have any idea what it's like to be the son of a famous and accomplished man? I am Henry Bishop Perkins Jr. He was known as Bish, committed suicide at the age of 29 in 1900. No one really knows for sure why he did it, but there was a death of a female of lower class died earlier that year, and people speculate that they had some type of romance going on, and that was the reason why he killed himself.
Bish was very depressive like his father, and he committed suicide, and 2 years later the father committed suicide because of it. So it's a very tragic family.
Upon returning to the house, I met up with Aunt Lizzie,
One of the most popular stories is that of Aunt Lizzie, who lived at the Perkins Mansion.
who reminded me that instead of just attending weddings, it was time that I started planning one of my own.
You didn't even know that Bish was missing, did you? Oh, missing. Aunt Lizzie was Mrs. Perkins' sister. Her name was Lizzie Baldwin. She was a maiden aunt. She came here to help. They're young adults, but they need proper chaperone. I've read a couple things that she could have been behind the maid that was killed, that she could have had a hand in that. It's hard to say exactly because being a very prominent family, you would not know if they decided to do something.
I came to tell my sweet one that I would see her soon.
Why are you bothering me at a time like this with silly? No.
Throughout the entire walk, it's those kind of history stories that come alive. These are all community actors, people who live here in Trumbull County. Our youngest actor is about 7.
My brother Kenneth is always teasing me about being too happy all the time. I don't even know what that means. How can you be too happy?
And our oldest actor, well, he doesn't like to say.
Men are not keeners. They do not wail in public.
We send people out in groups of about 30 to 40 people at a time. The entire walk will take just about 60 minutes, and then you end up here back at the church for refreshments. They leave about every 10 minutes, beginning at 6:30, and the last group leaves at 9 p.m.
I don't know that a lot of people realize how important this area was. I mean, it was the beginning of the Western Reserve. We were the seat of the whole area.
There's all kinds of interesting stories that happen all over the place that's just as interesting as something you would see on television, only it's true.
Every year it's a little bit different.
I think it's really nice that this many people come out.
It was a great experience. You learned more about the history.
It was very interesting. It was more detailed than what you can read in a book.
It's always interesting to see what the city has to offer.
And people love coming here. It's not a scary haunted house. It's just interesting.
It would be nice for a whole family with children it's good for children too.
It was a beautiful night for a walk. The people are nice, the guides were wonderful, and the performers were well versed.
Well, I think it's an interesting twist on Halloween, the notion of horror and gore, but these are real stories, and I think it gives people an insight into how people lived here 100, 200 years ago.
This is a fantastic way to bring the history and stories that are rooted in real facts to people in a fun way and in an entertaining way.